welcome to this episode of Wide Open Wednesday, another special edition, this time with my mom.
Hey Renee's Outriders.
So, I'm really excited about this episode of Wide Open Wednesday because I talk a lot about having a supportive and encouraging tribe, and your tribe starts at home. So for me, I've been really fortunate to have a very encouraging and supportive mom, starting all the way back in the 4-H days, junior posse, then high school rodeo, rodeo queening, Miss Rodeo Utah, and now barrel racing. Mom and I are right now on our way to a jackpot in Tremonton, so our production quality is poor at best. Deal with it.
Authentic.
So, Mom, you've pretty much been my coach, mental trainer, valet, horse groom, financial backing,
Study Nazi,
speech writer, costume designer. You've served a lot of roles. So,
Yes, I have.
and now
That's what moms do.
And now embarking on your new role of barrel racing mom. How does being a barrel racing mom compare to all the other hats you've worn? T-ball coach, do we add T-ball coach in there?
Oh yeah, T-ball coach. Well, being a barrel racing mom, the main thing is that you can prepare and drive and it's over in less than 15 seconds. Where I'm used to going to a queen contest or a all-day rodeo and you drive it lasts a long time. So man, it's just bam, it's over in no time.
Yeah, it's over pretty quick. Well, in a lot of ways, it reminds me of the reining shows we used to do. We go all over and do these 2 or 3 day reining shows, and you would drive for hours, and we would get hotel rooms and all this stuff, and we'd prepare for about a 5-minute run. Do about
true.
a 5-minute rein run. You'd
That's
watch
true.
runs all day long, and it's 5 minutes long.
That's true.
So we got a lot of questions from Snap Fam and Insta lovers. You ready, Mom?
I guess I'm ready. Throw them at me.
Ready or not, here they come. Okay. I don't know what order to go in right now. So, guys, remember, I don't know how to say these names. I'm really bad at screen names. SJ Menza 95. Let's go with that. Is just getting ready to buy a horse trailer and wants to know what tips and advice you have on getting a horse trailer. Is it gooseneck, bumper pull? What's better? Should they start small?
Well, actually, I have purchased several horse trailers, and I think the best thing is to see what fits your budget and what the most value you can get for your money. We happen to have a bumper pull horse trailer and a gooseneck camper trailer, and each of them have advantages and disadvantages. One isn't the go-to end-all of trailers, and I have known people who have had one and gone to the other and then gone back to the first again, so I don't think that's as much important as it is getting the best value for what you need and just the best deal and best condition. So that would be my advice on the trailer issue.
Mom, you've always had this one saying, though, every time we've had some pretty dumpy trailers in our day, because that's what fit our budget and that's what fit our
We've had
needs.
some dumpy trailers, yes we have.
So whenever I'd get kind of self-conscious that, you know, all these kids would be rolling up with living quarters
yeah.
horse trailers at high school rodeos, and here I was feeling
That's
like Cinderella.
We always said, it's not the trailer you pull up in, it's what you pull out of the trailer that matters. So be sure you spend any extra money you have on your horse, not your trailer, because your trailer is not in the contest.
That's exactly right. And that always gave me a lot of confidence when I was feeling a little self-conscious. Okay, Juan Hairs wants to know any advice you have about being a rodeo mom.
Well, I think being a rodeo mom, I've been a 4-H mom and a posse mom and a queen mom and all those kind of moms. I think that have a lot of things in common, but I think that being a mom and the wealth of experience that you have in life and knowing how things can go wrong and things that have happened in the past, that you just try to look ahead and prepare for what might go wrong, what you might need, what might come up, and just try to prepare for everything that you can think of. Another thing is trying to be the levitator of moods and emotions. I think, when things are going bad, just try to encourage your child or your competitor that everything's going to be great. You're going to do your best, and you still get to go home with me when we're all done. You still have a place to live, no matter what happens. And just to kind of be happy when they're happy, but not go so deep into depression when things go bad, because it usually happens in a public place. And so you want to be a dignified, gracious winner, and you really don't want anybody to
enough. They don't need like
So
an
true.
upset, angry mom with
So
them.
true.
Okay. Emily May and Sherry Gray both want to know if we have any advice on money management, knowing horses are an expensive lifestyle.
Well, we did not have bank like a lot of our competitor friends had. We always had a dumpy trailer, a dumpy truck, and we also had what Renee calls discount horses, but actually what they were was jewels in the rough. And we
Probably
were,
better.
yeah, we were able to find some really good deals on horses, and we just tried to do as much as we could on our own. Like, we designed our own outfits for Queen. I did most of the rhinestoning. I wrote Renee's speeches because I happen to have a little knack for writing. We traded lessons for barn work. We just found some creative ways to make the dollars stretch. When we traveled, sometimes we'd take someone else's horse and they would help pay gas and share motel rooms and things like that. And so you can do it on a budget. You just have to be creative, and hopefully you have a good support system that will help you out and share their resources as well.
Yeah, specifically, one thing that we did when we were rodeo queening a lot is we would have the designers and seamstresses sew up the outfit, but my mom would hand cut all the fringe.
Yes, I did that. I still do that for other girls.
Still do that. And then she would also glue all the rhinestones, or most all the rhinestones, just by hand, sitting there on our kitchen table late at night after working 3 jobs.
That's true.
Because it was cheaper for us to do it. The labor on that was too expensive.
Right. And
so,
anybody can glue rhinestones. I have glue on my tongue still.
you know, also on horses, you know, like I said, I call them discount horses. That's probably a better phrase, though, is, you know, diamonds in the rough. That I can't tell you how many times we've started a new gig where people have told us, well, you just can't win unless you're spending X amount of money on a horse.
Wrong.
I've heard that in every discipline we've done, from 4-H to high school rodeo to reining shows and now barrel racing. Everyone thinks that you have to go break the bank, spend a fortune, you know, a house payment on these horses, and that's just not true. You know, we have been very successful. We've won a lot on a budget and with budget horses, and so it's a matter of really knowing what to look for,
Educating yourself a lot.
educating yourself a ton. Slight plug, look for my e-course coming soon on how to spot a 1D horse. And then, you know, it's being able to look for that diamond in the rough, and then also being able to build the horse yourself. You know, maybe the horse is started and you can finish it yourself. Maybe invest less up front and then more in training on the back end, because you can do that through kind of payment plans, installment plans, that type of deal. So there are ways to kind of build these horses. And then you had an advice for riders.
Advice for riders.
Is that you can sort of compensate for...
Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm trying to watch all my rearview mirrors here, so...
Don't watch, you watch
Yeah.
the road, I'll watch the camera.
A lot of people have always said that, you know, that Renee has such a beautiful rider, and, you know, she has such ability and such skill, and, you know, we won so much. And the truth is that we did it on sort of high average horses, is that she worked so much to maximize her riding skills and improve her seat and her control and her intuition with guiding the horse and everything, that it made those lesser valued horses look even better. And so, I mean, so really, if you have a choice between a bad rider and a good horse, or a bad horse and a good rider, you want to go with the second one, because the good rider can make any horse step up its game a few steps. So just learn to be the best rider you could be.
And keep in mind, there are a lot of free ways to build yourself as a rider. That's online education, YouTube videos. I learned so much from YouTube videos. That's watching successful competitors and learning from them. There's a lot of different ways you can build your proficiency as a rider. That's not going to break the bank either.
That's true.
Okay, Ash, I don't know, it was like QHZ83. This is more a problem with my handwriting than it is your grade name. My bad. Has a question for me. How did I choose my career, and how do I juggle it with racing? Great question. I did not exactly choose my career. My career chose me. I did an internship at the state capitol while I was still in college, and I just had a blast and I loved it. And directly after that, I got a job offer to work on a political campaign. From that political campaign, I started working as a political fundraiser. Another job offer as a lobbyist. I have never submitted a resume. I have never done a real job interview. If you have questions about those things, don't ask me. But it was just a fun experience. I really enjoyed it, and it feeds my competitive nature. Politics is very, very competitive, and I just need that. It feeds my soul.
She's a raw meat kind of girl.
Except for that I'm also not, because I'm vegetarian. My personality is as red meat as it gets, though. But how do I juggle it with racing? It comes back to time management, as always for me. I'm fortunate enough to have a fairly flexible job. It is very, very demanding. So as long as I can manage my time wisely and get done what I need to get done to be good at my job, then I can be flexible with my time. It is a lot of early mornings and late nights as well, but it's time management always. Okay, Cowgirl Up 1010 wants to know best advice for pre-run mental game and tips for struggling with confidence. So I'll take the first one, you take the second one. Deal?
Okay, don't forget the V word. Visualize.
Visualize. She's been telling me that a lot lately.
We haven't been talking about visualizing at your last few races.
I know.
I'm telling you today.
Back on
we
that.
get her tonight. Be sure to visualize. It's a new arena.
New arena. I haven't run in this one yet. So, pre-run mental game. So, like my mom was gonna say, visualize. I like to just pick one thing that I'm gonna focus on for that run, and that is what I tell myself over and over and over and over and over again. If it's that I need to sit deeper in my pockets, I will just go loping circles and say, sit, 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 sit. So it sticks in my mind. When I'm going in the gate, I'm reminding myself of that, like, one thing I'm gonna focus on. If I improve on that one thing in that run, then it's a success for me. And those small incremental improvements are what make good runs. So it's kind of just clearing my head of everything around me. I don't look at like day sheets to see who else has entered. I don't like look around the pen to see what everyone else is
distractions.
doing. Yeah, I don't see what everyone else is doing in their warm-up routines right before I run. I'll do that after I run to learn from them, but not before. I want to focus on my game, running my race in my lane. And then like I said, I try to clear my mind and focus on just one thing at a time. So it's visualizing that run and focusing on one thing. Mom, yes, what tips do you have for people who struggle with confidence?
Well, confidence is something that you can only build inside your own spirit. And the first thing you need to do is just surround yourself with your posse that has confidence in you, that loves you, that wants only the best for you, that encourages you, that raises you up, like moms, like moms and grandmas and grandpas and best friends. And we've got a huge network of friends that do that for us, that are just, no matter what we do, they bounce right in. And we just, anyway, it's just something that you get from your inside and your environment and your surroundings. And I think an important thing to remember is that the world champions, the most successful people in business, no matter what you're doing in your life, they all were, and no matter where you are and your path and what you're trying to achieve, all of those people were once where you are right now. And so it's not so much that if they can do it, you can do it, but it's just, are you willing to do the things that they did and work that hard so that you can get it too? But confidence, just, never look at the negative. And I always find that when I've had a big heartbreak or a big disappointment or something, my motto has always been look up, in other words, look to God, and then look forward. And that's what I do a lot. And then another thing I read on Facebook, which, because on Facebook it's true, is that's why rear view mirrors are small and windshields are big. So just never look back, always look forward. Always look forward.
Like that. See, Facebook can be good for something. Okay, Mom, I have some questions for you now.
Okay.
We have been at this horse game for a long time in one capacity or another. What is your favorite, or what's like a really special memory that sticks out in your mind through all of those things we've done?
Well, I've had a whole bunch of them, a bunch of really wonderful, happy memories and a few clunkers, but I remember, and all the things that we've done, and we've been totally at the World Show, the National Reining Horse Association in Oklahoma. We've been at Miss Rodeo America. We've done, you know, a lot of cool things. But one of the things that I really look back on with a lot of sentiment and emotion is when I was growing up as a little girl, I was an urban suburb dweller, and I loved horses from the very beginning when I was tiny little. And I loved horses. I collected horses. I read horse stories. I played cowboy. I wanted to be a cowgirl, but I wasn't.
Wait, you would play like Roy Rogers, right?
Roy Rogers was my hero. I was going to marry him when I grew up. Everything was Roy Rogers, Roy Rogers. And when I played with my brothers, we played cowboys. I always made my brothers be Dale Evans, and I was Roy Rogers. Is that what you wanted me to say?
That was the part.
Yeah, it's true. And I got to meet Roy Rogers later, so, you know, it was pretty cool. But anyway, it was just dreams that was unfulfilled in my life. And so on my life's journey, you know, ups and downs, and I did finally get a horse when I was in high school for a little while. And then, you know, went to school, got married, had kids, lived in the suburbs, got a job, boring. Finally got to the point, I want to get out and get horses. So we did that, we got an acreage, we moved out. Okay, so here's the story. So we had already finished our first year in 4-H. We were just newbies, we learned so much. We were looking back on it now, we did a lot of things that were kind of embarrassing, and our knowledge was so minuscule. And it was a great year, and we had a lot of fun. And so I remember the first show we went to, the second year, this is the second year, we still had the dumpy truck, red and white Ford with torn up bench seat, you know, one was just the one cab.
Air conditioning was hit or miss.
The dumpy trailer that in a succeeding show we went to, the whole tire and wheel fell off and rolled across the parking lot. That trailer and that truck, and it wouldn't even shift out of gear sometimes.
Yeah.
So we were going down the road. It was the first show of the year for our second 4-H show, and I was so excited. Here the two girls wearing their white 4-H shirts and their patches, and just the sound of the truck and the smell of the horses and the early morning and the thrill. It just, all the emotion just washed over me. Like, this is the culmination of my dreams as a kid, and now I'm being able to live it and give it to my children. And I just burst into tears. And this was just things I was feeling and going through my mind, and nobody knew, and I just started bawling. And you know, that was just to a little 4-H show. And like I said, we've been to the pinnacle of rodeo queen and reining horse, and someday we're going to be at the pinnacle of barrel racing, huh, Renee?
Heck yeah.
But that emotional thing was, this is something I love. It's in my heart. I'm going to start crying again.
I know.
Renee.
This can't be a crying video, Mom, because you're making me cry. We can't do it.
It's just a passion, and I just love it. I love the horses. I love the life. I love the friends. I love everything about it. And okay, take over, Renee.
Well, thanks for joining us, Mom. I really appreciate being a part of this video today. I hope you guys have enjoyed this as much as I have, hearing my mom's perspectives and knowledge and insight on all things horse related, rodeo mom related. Thanks so much, Mom.